I'm a mess. I do my makeup in the car. Pulling up 6:30 when I told you 6 o'clock. I admit, I'm always about to fall apart. But you would never notice, cause I make you think I'm not. You say you know me, but you don't, but you don't, but you don't. Make it look easy, but it don't, but it don't. Looks can be deceiving, could let you see the real me. But I let you think I'm perfect. Fake smiling cause it's working.
Ready?
Yes.
Nailed it.
Nailed
it. That was good. That was a really good clap.
Yeah. Although I'm not going to lie to you. I did laugh. I was editing and it was good. I watched it like 3 times over.
Oh, I kept thinking about it and it kept making me laugh because I was so embarrassed at first. I don't know why I was embarrassed, but I was really embarrassed.
No,
and then
you shouldn't have been. It was
watching
so
back, I was like, oh, and then, yeah, it was just one of those things. And I was like, I mean.
No, it was perfection. Hey guys, our second video.
Yeah.
It only took me 1 video before I stopped wearing makeup for this. So,
well,
that was good.
I had gym clothes on and no makeup on. My hair was in like a half pony. And Spencer was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna throw some makeup on and then I'll be over. I'm like, throw some makeup on. So I literally put on my like glow screen and
you
some
look great.
stuff.
You look beautiful. I got in the mirror. I was telling her my skin has been so irritated today.
Yeah, it's super flushed, like your cheeks. I thought she was crying. I was like, have you been crying?
Yeah, no, I'm just very red and I don't really know why. So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, you know what? I'm just going to do the Hailey Bieber thing.
Glazed
Slather
donuts.
myself with some oil.
Mm-hmm.
Throw on some glasses so people can't see my tired, wrinkled eyes.
Stop. Although the Hailey Bieber thing, did you do that before Hailey Bieber?
Yeah.
Same. I'm like, why? I actually really love her and Justin. I think they're great together. I think she's absolutely stunning. Like, I really love her and I'll do whatever she tells me to do. And she can only wear things that some of y'all need to stop trying to wear. But I'm sorry. I said what I said.
No, it's true.
But I'm like, we always did that. Like, you always did your skincare and you lather it up. So it's like really.
From the tits up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lauren Bostick has been telling people to glaze themselves up for years. So Hailey is a little behind the times, but she's also younger. So
she has a lot of
probably
influence.
leading that for her generation.
She has a lot of influence. I'm so annoyed that I don't have my chapstick.
I put some on in the car or else I might be panicked.
I put my lip stuff on when I was doing my makeup because, you know, you were going to come over all glammed up. And
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I just literally, like I said, I was outside with Fisher. We did a walk. He learned to ride a bike, y'all. And he is thinking he is hot shot. So he was riding his bike and I walked behind him and then you threw me off when you said makeup. I was like, oh yeah, yeah. My mom looked at me because my mom's staying with us this week. And she was like, I'm like, we're doing video now, Mom. We do video. If you listen to the podcast, you would know. So
yeah, I mean, I will commit to wearing makeup more often.
You
than
look
not.
cute. I mean, you got the braid. You look cute.
I mean,
in the black. It's super
also,
chic.
Yeah, I mean, it's also hair washing day, so we're just doing our best.
Your roots, your new growth, your roots, they don't look bad at all. Like, they don't look oily. If this is hair washing day. Oh, on the back, you have a little knot right there.
Yeah, I only made it look good from the front.
It looks good.
Thanks.
Hey, it looks really good.
There's a lot of oh my God, why can't I think of the name?
Living proof.
Yeah, there's a lot of living proof in there.
I'm in your brain.
Like a lot.
It's a scary place to be, but so is mine.
My brain is a scary place to be. Actually, this week I went on a bender. First of all, I discovered the close friends story feature on Instagram.
I saw that you did that.
I've never used that ever, but I was like, okay, this is fun. I like this. So, and then I had a bunch of people messaging me and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe you added me.
Did you set yours or did you like let it default to whatever?
Default? Like to automatic people?
Yeah, like mine automatically.
No, I picked people.
Oh, mine like automatically had people. I think like Olivia Mae Bell, because I see her, she sees mine. Or maybe if they put you on theirs.
I have never seen you on mine. So
you're on mine. Did you see my post when I was looking for a new nanny months ago?
Yeah.
You saw it because I only
so you just don't use it that often.
I don't ever use it. I only did it last year around this time when I was looking for a new sitter, and I posted just to my close friends in the area or like that I thought might have.
Otherwise, we're about to start a scandal.
Oh no, you
like Spencer isn't on
You saw
Wendy's
it.
close
No.
friends list.
Yes, you are. You saw it because I posted only that to my close
Okay.
friends because I didn't want like everybody to know my business. But I did want like local people to help me out if they could, you know.
Well,
But you discovered it.
I discovered it, and then I went down this rabbit hole of old songs that like I used to listen to all the time, like high school, emo screamo.
Oh
phase.
yeah, you did. I was like, what is she doing? Although you did say
Hawthorne Heights, Atreyu. I mean, so many.
I knew none of them. I was like, what the hell is Spencer doing right now?
No, Dashboard Confessional.
Oh, I know
something
that one.
Corporate. That was my screen name in high school.
What? Something corporate?
DUI of SoCo. And everyone, of course, thought I meant Southern Comfort. And I was like, no, it stands for something corporate.
Oh, damn.
It's me and the moon, she says. I mean,
this is y'all's dream come true. I can't sing on this one.
so good. This is your dream come true. No, they love your singing.
Actually, people do like
they
it.
think
Which
you're
I
Jewel.
I really will say. I haven't been able to do it with a hands-free mic like this. Exactly. Now I feel like I'm in the recording. The recording studio. I really got in the Jewel tone.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in a recording studio, you know, when they're like, who will save your soul? And they're like panning around you.
I was going to do backups for you.
I don't know any other words.
Okay.
Remember? Everybody.
Join in. Clap your hands. Yeah. Well, anyways, I decided I'm going to do playlists on
Love
Spotify.
that.
I was going to do my one from way back when on swiping up stories, and everybody was like, oh my God, you have to do a throwback list.
Okay.
So I'm actually within, this week's a little cray for me, but like within the next few weeks, I want to make playlists and put them up because
You should.
I know not everybody might be into like a little bit of emo screamo, but man, it felt good taking a trip down
Is it
memory
literally
lane.
called emo screamo?
There's
or
emo.
you just call it-
No,
oh.
there's emo.
Okay.
And then there's screamo.
Okay, what is screamo? Like yelling? Like literally like, I'm gonna chop your face off.
Okay, well, no,
Ooh.
it's not like metal, but it's kind of like that. Yeah, like Hawthorne Heights is a great example because they're like da na 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 like that.
So
it's a little bit
Nickelback
of
could never.
Okay, here's the thing.
Okay.
Hot take. I think Nickelback gets a lot of slander that's probably not totally deserved.
Oh no, I don't have a problem
Nickelback's
with Nickelback.
not terrible, but Nickelback
yeah.
like is like a running joke, and I'm in on
No,
the joke. I will
Nickelback
use
is
it for
funny.
a joke.
I think it's more of like the look, the vibe, like all of it, and it is really funny.
I mean, it is.
But they have good music, like for sure.
Elaine
Coldplay.
and I back and forth. The one song where it's like, look at this
Photograph. Yes.
We send memes
So
back
good.
and forth to each other. And then I think it was, I don't know if it was last Christmas or her birthday. I don't know. Recently, I got her a custom made picture frame. And
I do remember that.
what's his face? Like
Yeah.
a wood frame of
It was
him.
I think it was last
and he's
Christmas.
like, looks like he's holding up the photograph, but then you put your picture in. I mean,
I love it. I love it. I do remember us talking about this. I think it was last Christmas.
Yeah, it
or
was
her
money,
birthday or something.
money well spent.
I think you should do that. I have Spotify playlist that depending on my mood, because like for you in high school, obviously you had emo screamo, you know, or whatever. Did y'all do that?
I was like a little bit of a scene kid. I was very confused because I dressed like a Guido.
But
But
I do a little snooky bump in the front, a little snooky poof.
Oh, always.
Yeah,
I mean,
I did too.
The bigger, the
into my
better.
20s, which was terrible.
Yeah,
Why?
and like if I could, the bigger I could tease out
the
the
bumper,
sides
the
and
bump
everything.
it. Remember that little plastic bump it that you could like literally buy and do?
Unfortunately, I do. I never used it, but I do remember the infomercials for it.
I had one. I think I got it at like Sally's Beauty Supply or something. Nowhere credible, but I did have one. But we listened to like rap music. You know, you thought you were like super cool,
always.
like old school rap, but not even just old school rap, but like Casey and JoJo, like
A little
as soon
R&B.
as the first notes of Crazy hits. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, and then you just feel shivers. Like, it stopped seeing my tracks right now. Like, immediately. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
I remember driving back from the beach and Brittany's Eddie Bauer, white Explorer, gold trim, gold package because her family was rich. And like, we lived with our Nokia phones, the interchangeable faces.
I had super eclectic taste in music. I liked rap.
That's good.
I liked my emo screamo. I liked hard rock. I liked country. It
All of
depended on
it.
like who I was with and what we were doing.
You were a little bit of a
For
lizard.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
A chameleon of sorts.
A chameleon.
Yeah.
You just knew how to work the crowd. You could like
Still do.
we do.
Still do.
Oh, we know. We act like we don't be knowing, but we be knowing.
Except for the Anon box crowd.
Wow.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah. So yeah. First of all, people were like so freaking rude.
Vicious.
Like, there were so many that I didn't post about us or Bibs. Like, people were some kind of crazy. Like, it was so bad. I had screenshotted a couple to Spencer that obviously we would never post. Some of them were about us, which we would never post. And some were about Bibs that we would never post.
Which, for what it's worth, we do post, like, when people do talk shit about it, like us, if it's like, if it makes sense. If
If
like
it's valid,
right.
If it's something stupid, like, oh, y'all are so dumb. Y'all are losers. We're not going to post that. But if it's like constructive or like something that you and I are like,
yeah,
there might be a point there.
I was just telling Wendy when we were talking about this, I'm like, I honestly just don't give a fuck. People will be like, you can't take constructive criticism. Blah, blah, blah. No,
Yeah,
I absolutely can take constructive criticism.
Right.
But most of the time when people send us nasty DMs or they put like nasty messages in the Anon box, there's nothing constructive about it. Sometimes it's just plain mean. Sometimes it's just an unfounded thought.
But it's not even something valid
Opinion,
at all.
whatever.
Right. It's like, it's something that somebody heard or like something and then they run with it and make this whole thing. And I'm like, are you bored? Go write a book. Like,
No,
what are
I
you
honestly
doing?
think so many of these people are bored.
They are bored. For sure they're bored. But we had messages come in and someone made a really great point today. I was like going through some of our DMs and they were like, people are only this mean when it's Anon. And it's true. Like, people don't have the balls to send us some of the stuff that I sent you. You know that.
Exactly.
They are not going to send that into our DMs. And even some of the ones about Bibs that there's so many that we don't post that people are like, y'all are so mean. First of all, I will say most of the time, like Spencer does a lot of our technical stuff and most of the time I'll do our like social media, but I always get like, for the most part, your approvals on stuff because Spencer has a better way of words. Like sometimes I'll say stuff that I don't mean it to come out a certain way and I certainly don't want it to look that way. So I'll have her like proofread it, if you will. But most of the times you can bet that if something's on stories that we've posted, we don't know it's directed to one person. Like, we get so many people that are like, oh, that's straight Daryl Ann dinner. Yes, there's certain things that we know about her.
From like context clues, we can assume who they're talking about.
But for the most part, if it's something random that she did that week or like is getting shit for somewhere, I didn't know that was her. I probably wouldn't have had the balls to post it, to be completely honest. Like, I would have never done that. We don't know. And then after the fact, people are like, you guys are so mean, blah, blah, blah. Or like Laura Beverlyn or whoever. And it's like,
was the
we
one
don't
about
follow
like
us.
traveling to get your hair done? Was
somebody
that
said it was Daryl Ann? Well, there's a lot of girls that do that. I honestly
like,
didn't know that she did that.
There's lots of girls. Right.
I didn't even know she got her hair done, if we're being honest. I mean, but really, yeah, there's a lot of girls that we've talked about in the past that do it. Like, it's not just Daryl Ann. Stop assuming that. But then it's so confusing when we get like, some people really love her. Some people are like, oh, she's repulsive. Like,
honestly, it
whatever.
gives me PTSD from this time in high school because it's like they're setting you up, right?
Yeah.
Like they send in these Anons that are very pointed, like a specific person, and then they're just waiting for us to post them.
Right.
And so this time in high school, we were in... I completely forget the context of the conversation. I was in a class.
Yeah.
There wasn't very many people in my grade there. There was, I think, myself and like 3 other girls, and everybody else was a grade above us. And I forget what we were talking about. Maybe like, no, I can't even remember. I thought maybe I could know, but I can't.
Yeah.
But one of the girls that was sitting behind me, who was also like, I thought a friend of mine.
One of those.
Right. She was like, I really want to say this. And I was like, well, I'll say it. And she was like, yeah, do it. And I was like, okay. And so I raised my hand and I said whatever this was. It was like, basically, I guess a kid that was in the class made out with another kid's mom on like their like class trip. Like they went on.
Did you go to school with Stifler's mom or Stifler?
Yeah. probably quite a few moms, country club moms.
Yeah.
So this kid made out with this other kid's mom on the class trip, which was on a cruise. I had no idea that this was something that actually happened. I thought this was just like a funny theoretical thing.
Oh my God.
And so I said it. And so then all these other kids in the class start raising their hands and saying stuff to describe me. And I was like, it took me a few minutes to like get it. Like somebody was like, because at the time it was like super low rise jeans. Like if your thong wasn't hanging out,
the whale tail,
you were doing something wrong.
Yeah, you gotta get the whale tail.
And they said like something about how I needed to buy like smaller pants so that like, because my pants like hung too low, and I needed to buy like tighter jeans, like weird stuff. I was skinny then, but it was stuff like that. And I was like, I didn't get it until I realized that they were talking. It happened enough times that I realized they were talking about me. Did you say something
and like flip out? Flip a desk over?
I was so mortified because it was like, then I put 2 and 2 together, and like I couldn't figure out why the girls behind me that told me to do it were like giggling so hard about it and like dying laughing. And I was like, this is okay. Like this just feels weird. And then I realized, and I was like, those fucking twats set me up.
Yes.
That's what it feels like.
It really is that. Yeah, people definitely will do that. And maybe it's us taking the bait. I don't know how another way to say it, but like us take the bait and sharing it. But I don't know. It just feels weird. And then if we don't share enough, then we're not doing enough. If we share too little, it almost is like a non-win situation. But
it isn't a win, and it makes me not want to do the Anon boxes after. Like normally, we've had pretty good experiences. We love question boxes.
Love a question box.
We put them on our personals. We put them on swiping up. We love a question box. But the Anon box, we really haven't had a bad
batch
experience with them. And I do them on my personal every once in a while too. I've never had anything like super nasty and derogatory, but yesterday's were just dark.
They were so horrible. And maybe it's Mercury. That there Mercury up there in the planets.
Mercury and Gatorade.
Got them Plutos. Yeah.
Yeah.
But really, it's like, don't do that.
It's just not necessary to
and
be
if you
so
are going to
mean.
send something real shitty, do you not remember a couple months back when this whole Anon box thing came out? What did I say? Please go back to the episode. I said it's going to be a way for people to be assholes. I knew it. I knew it was going to be. I have never done one on my personal because Lord knows what people would say about me. And I just don't want to read it. Like I really do feel like I'd probably get some shitty ones.
Well, I'm so grateful that like only you can see the ones that are sent into swiping up.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I don't need to read shitty stuff about myself. It's the same reason I don't go to Reddit or GoMe or any of that other bullshit. I don't need to read nasty things about me.
No, and it's not helpful. We've talked about this. It's not helpful for us. And like, I mean, yes, I see all this stuff. We don't really ever get them just directed at you and I. You know what I mean? It's usually us as a duo. And yes, there's definitely been ones that I'm like, wow, that sucks. Like, I hate that I read that. And it does make me like, take a second, but at the same time, at the end of the day, you're the anonymous person like sending this in. So I take it for what it's worth, and it's literally that. It just is in and out. You know, it expires and it's done.
It used to eat me alive.
Oh yeah, we both used to like get in these weird funks about it, but
and now like if you're gonna message me something mean about myself or about one of my close friends, that says so much more about you than it does me. Like, you're a fucking loser. Just letting you know. You're a loser.
Yeah. Well, let's not give this any more breath because you know what? We really are. I know we sound bothered, but really we're not bothered necessarily about like what you're saying. And if you really have something mean to say to us, just DM it.
I'm honestly I'm more pissed about the things that were said about like our friends,
people. Yeah.
Our people
that we actually like.
That we not just like, that we know in real life. Because that's
right. That's what I mean. That we like these people, like genuine. It's not just a surface level. Oh, you shared us.
Right. Like there are people in our lives that have come to us through the podcast that aren't just our internet friends. Like they're people we spend real time with in real life that we love and cherish. And like that honestly bothers me more than when people send in stuff about us.
Right.
That's where I'm at.
Whatever. That is where we're at, and that's where we're going to stay because we're not giving it any more breath.
No, but we've got a good show. So.
We do have a great show.
Ton of entertainment recap stuff at the end of the show.
So if you don't like that, y'all,
I've been real busy
sign off.
this week. I haven't been sleeping. I don't know how I've watched and read as much as I have, but I'm ready. I'm ready
Good.
to
Well, we're
recap.
going to have a great show. Today, our half-ass headlines are brought to you by Liquid IV.
Yes. I have water anxiety. I will literally have a panic attack if I don't have a
Your water
beverage
bottle.
with me
Yeah.
at all times. And even then, I sometimes forget to drink the water. It's just like my security bottle. I have to have it on me. But then halfway through the day, the dehydration headache sets in, and that's when I need to whip out my emergency stash of Liquid IV. Liquid IV's Hydration Multiplier is a great tasting, non-GMO electrolyte drink mix powered by cellular transport technology to deliver hydration to the bloodstream faster and more efficiently than water alone. One stick contains 3 times the electrolytes of traditional sports drinks with 5 essential vitamins. All of their flavors are good. They've got watermelon, the lemon lime, strawberry,
Cherry, green
the tart
apple.
cherry. The green apple is what I'm drinking today. It's a
is
kombucha
it?
one.
Yeah. So good.
So good. A grape is my favorite, hands down.
yeah.
Strawberry and this kombucha one are like high
They
on my
are good.
list.
I'm not going to lie. All summer on the boat, I would literally take my Stanley cup. Yes, the Stanley. And I mixed vodka with Liquid IV. It was really good.
I mean, that's getting ahead of the hydration before it sets in. That's just smart.
It's working smarter, not harder. Why would I want to give myself a dehydration?
Yeah.
I don't. So I put Liquid IV with the vodka. I had a hangover one time with that. So it was like a 10 for 1. So I think that's pretty good.
Pretty good odds.
The odds are in my favor.
Yeah. They say blondes are dumb. You're not dumb blonde.
not a
So
dumb
smart. Grab Liquid IV in bulk nationwide at Costco, or you can get 15% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use swiping up at checkout. Experience better hydration today at Liquid IV, promo code swiping up. All right. Jump in.
Let's dive in. We're not jumping in nothing. So YouTuber Steph Pappas loses her dad to a drunk driver.
Yes.
So I don't know who Steph is, but then I saw underneath that you had put Tommy Smith, the father of Everly LeBrant, or LeBrant, I guess the LeBrant
Yeah,
family,
so-
died.
So Steph is a YouTuber. She's younger. I think she's 22.
Okay.
She has well over 1 million followers on YouTube. I think she's got 1.5 million subscribers on YouTube. So
Yeah.
she's big. And she used to do all these like cute eating videos with her dad, and like they would do TikTok challenges, and he was beloved.
Yeah.
I mean, like
Was he like a part of her
beloved.
brand entirely, or did she do stuff alone too? It
No,
was like
she
a
did
segment.
stuff alone, but
Okay.
people loved her dad so much. Not in like the creepy
No.
clinger on her way
Yeah,
that
yeah.
we were talking about with like
The-
Addison
yeah,
Rae's
yeah.
parents and stuff. No, people genuinely loved him. He was just like such a bright light, and
Mm-hmm.
he was less than a minute from his home, and he got hit by a drunk driver. It was both of her parents and her dog, her family dog. And her mom lived. Her mom survived the crash, but her dad and the dog passed away. And like just so sad.
Statistically,
I
that
can't
you're
even
more
imagine.
likely to die. Is it a mile from your house or like a mile and a half? There's some crazy.
Is it really?
Yeah, because they say that
I wonder
people
if you
get
like
really
let your
comfortable.
guard down.
People
Yeah.
get really comfortable, and typically, I forget what the radius is, but when you get really close within your home, things like that happen. That is so freaking sad.
It is sad. And I was trying to read because it's misreporting, obviously, because there were some places where I read that the drunk driver hit him, and then other places where I read that he swerved to avoid the drunk driver and like hit a tree or
Gotcha.
something. So I don't know what the actual scenario was
Yeah.
for the accident, but that was, yeah. But just so sad.
That is so sad.
She's 22. Like you could just tell in all her videos how close they were.
Yeah.
Just crazy. And then, yeah, like right after I was reading about that, I saw that Tommy Smith died. And Tommy Smith is the father to, so there's Sav and,
Yeah. What is his name?
oh,
Her name.
God, I can't think of, it's some douchey name. I don't know.
Y'all know the blonde fam.
I mean,
That's
I'm
like, yeah.
just saying,
Yeah.
Cole. Yeah.
Yep, LeBrant. Yeah.
Like they parade around that child and use her for content. They're such an ick family to me.
They are, but I feel like they were one of the ones that like started the kid thing.
For sure.
Back in the day. And I remember seeing like funny videos of the little girl. Like,
the girl's a star.
She is. And my brother would send me like memes and like videos and be like, oh my God, if you had a daughter, this would be it. And then it turns out like it's her.
Yeah.
But yeah, they like definitely monetized, and they were the ones that like paved the way for like, use your kid as like your gateway into all of this, making money.
And Cole is like so much younger than Savannah, whatever.
Is he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I think he's like 10 years. He's early 20s. I think he's a good 10 years younger.
Okay.
Look it up.
Yeah.
So anyways, this article comes out talking about Tommy Smith, how he died. People are speculating that it's possibly an overdose or like fentanyl related. So he was sober and he actually had just celebrated some sort of like milestone of sobriety, and so did his friend. And his friend and him both died like 2 days later, and people are suspecting that they took something together and possibly it was laced with fentanyl. That's totally alleged. That's just the speculation, but like it's really sad. And then people are really like, sad. I had no idea that she had a biological dad and Cole wasn't the biological dad, because they never make any reference to him. You know, it's just, I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like that people like, even though step parents, there's so much validity to their role as a parent.
But you still have to acknowledge if a parent wants to be present in the kid's life and y'all didn't work out.
The dad was my understanding.
Right. And y'all didn't work out. That's not on them to like totally negate and act like they don't exist. Like they still exist. And it's totally fine to be a step parent. Like that is a very hard job. And that's a whole different thing. But yeah, you don't just erase them having a father. So Cole is 26 and Savannah is 29.
Oh, they are that close in age?
Yeah. That's
I thought she was much older.
No, I knew, because when she had the little girl, Everly, she was super young. Because I remember being like, what?
I guess that makes sense, because I'm looking now and I think Tommy was the same age. I think he was 20.
Yeah, he was young. Yeah. Yeah, that's just nuts. That's
9.
Sad.
Everly is 9. So yeah, so she was 20 when she became a mom.
Yes.
I thought she was a little bit older than that.
Okay.
I thought she was like mid-20s. So that makes sense then.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, they haven't released a cause of death. They said it's still pending. But as I said, that's the speculation. It's just really fucking sad either way.
That is so sad. And especially for a dad that was hands-on in the kid's life, like she's going to have to go through that too and not have her dad and read about it and hear about it. And
yeah. Well, and she's got 2 younger siblings, because Cole and Savannah have had 2 kids since they've been together. And it's like she's got these siblings, but she doesn't really have anybody that can understand what she's going to be going through.
No, for sure.
Because she's 9. She's old enough where she understands.
She's not going to understand
happening,
fully though until she gets older and processes things. And that's what's so sad too. It's like just terrible.
Anyways.
I don't even know how to say his name. Yvon Chouinard.
That was very close. I don't know how to say it either, but that looks.
How do you know
like
that's close?
I don't know. Context clues.
I don't know how to say it, but you nailed it.
Phonics.
You did great, sweetie.
Yeah.
So he was the founder of Patagonia. Did you see this article about how he was donating almost the whole entire company? So I guess it's worth $3 billion, which is insane. And it's to fight like climate change. But 98% of Patagonia shares are now belonging to the environmental nonprofit. That being said, the catch is that his family, from tax bills, while also keeping the company under his family's control, they'll remain on the board so they can still have the control of the company for now.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I guess there was some like loophole, and I'm not even going to pretend like I know this. I know you're like, you don't know anything.
Well, these are half-assed headlines.
Right. So. Like the joke is that, okay, we're not like breaking news. But anyways,
moving on.
Look at Chihuahua. Yeah. Okay. But shoot, I lost my train of thought. Oh my God. Yeah, take that.
Wait, you were saying that there was some sort of drama?
Yeah, there was like drama around like them skirting around tax things with the company, and that's how they were able to do this and blah, blah, blah. I'm not smart enough to know all the details. I'm also not a tax lawyer, so I'm just going to stop right there.
But I think Patagonia has always been very philanthropic when it comes to
The brand itself
environmental protection and things like that. So I think it's pretty fucking cool that he would think to
do that.
And it shows like where the company's priorities were.
Exactly.
Always at.
The family could have fought and been like, no, we're not going to stand for this. Like, we want.
This is our legacy, whatever.
Right. But they're letting that happen. They just want to have the final, I guess, say so on like stamp of approval. But it sounds like they're all on board.
That.
Absolutely. That's your family's name and brand and company and all the things. But yeah, it sounds like that they're all on board with it, which I think is really cool. And yeah, like you said, the company itself has always been dedicated to that. Like, look at their clothing, look at all of their things. Like, yeah, their brand itself represents that. That's just really cool. That is such a selfless thing, because I don't know that I would do that. I might give you a little something. But not all of it.
Honestly, same.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't set me up for that and be like the girl in high school where she was like,
no, same. I mean, I'd like to think that I'm decently philanthropic, and if I had that kind of money, I would give lots away, but I don't know as I would give all of it away.
Yeah, that would be tough. That would be tough.
I do like my money.
I do want to be able to go out and buy me a little yacht, maybe not have to worry about anything. But you know what? I still tithe. I tithe to the church. I'm not greedy.
There you go.
Like in my real life, but I would do it also then too. I'd probably give 10% of that.
I figured you meant in your real life.
Hypothetically, if I won the lottery, I would tithe.
Hypothetically. Something else, speaking of billionaires, I just learned that Elon Musk lives in like a $50,000 house. Like, it's literally this little tiny 2-room house. And he's like, and he stays with friends a lot of the time.
He's a couch surfer.
Yeah, like literally.
Yeah.
He's like, he was like, I don't need material possessions. I don't want material possessions. They weigh you down.
He's very giving too, though, with like
super
his
giving.
money. So that does not surprise me that he's like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna live out here in this double wide.
Like,
I'll move it wherever I want. Literally,
like a house so small that he had to convert the garage into another bedroom. And so that's where his mother stays when she comes to visit him.
Talking about keeping it humble.
I'm like, I might need a little more space than that.
I have need a little
billions
bit more.
of dollars in a rocket ship. I'm gonna at least need like 3,000 square feet.
Right.
That's it. That's pretty humble for a billionaire.
Yeah, you can keep it humble, but we're gonna need 3 bedrooms. We're gonna need the guest bedroom, a master bedroom, and maybe a room for the podcast.
Yeah, like an office space.
Right. To think of things. Like, what does he do all his thinking? The kitchen table?
I don't know.
You know what?
He's such an enigma. He's so interesting.
He is very interesting. And I love that he shouted out the dude that gave him an idea, like, what, a month or 2 ago? Someone gave him an idea and he executed the idea, and he shouted the dude out. He was like, this was a great idea. Thank you. Who does that?
I mean,
we do that, but.
Brilliant people do that. Brilliant, humble.
Which is us.
Stunning, smart.
Just add it to the list. People that, oops, I just smacked Maggie in the head with my phone. People that just want to do the most. That's who does that.
Interesting.
You know? Yeah. DIBS turned 1. Happy birthday to DIBS. Courtney's beauty line. Do you have some of her stuff?
I don't. I keep meaning to order stuff. I really want it. Well,
I want that stick, the little bronzer stick thing. You're not a bronzy gal. Is that what you're gonna say?
No. I am a bronzy gal. Okay. Theoretically, yes, I want that, but like it's already like summer's almost done.
Exactly. So you need to bronze yourself up. Your pasty ass.
Maybe
hit those cheekbones and collarbones and shimmy shake it down.
We should order some stuff.
We should
and do a review. Now that we have a YouTube.
Now that we have a YouTube, finally, y'all don't even want to know what happens when we try to get these videos executed today. Lord,
we need
somebody with some tegabyte
knowledge.
Yeah, they sell it at Revolve now too, which I thought was really cool.
That's a very unique partnership. I think that's smart. It's very on brand for her.
I love that. I was like, damn. They went to Puerto Rico and Jess Southern was there.
I saw.
FOMO. I love her. We don't talk about her enough, but she's actually really funny.
She's very funny. And I think she's one of these people that just kind of stays under the radar, off the radar.
Off the radar.
Yeah,
She
like she
flies,
just does her
just
thing.
kind of, yeah, she does.
She has her fan base.
Stays in her lane.
I feel the same way about Nashville Lifestyles.
1000%.
Ashley, she does her thing. She's got her people.
I love when, like, let's say an athlete's wife, excuse me, I was going to burp my LaCroix. When an athlete's wife, like, could be mega famous, but doesn't ride the coattails. I love following those types of people when they have a platform to be able to launch them into something, but they have like 12,000 followers and they're like super engaged on their platforms and whatever they're doing.
My mic keeps falling.
But they don't.
I'm literally going to throw a fit.
And y'all are going to see it. And y'all are going to see it.
No, it's fine. Keep talking.
I will.
Just going to fix myself.
Is this payback from last week? Great. Like, y'all want to just freaking hear me keep talking. But I don't know. I love when I see people do that because it's like you could easily just be like, hey, babe, give me a little shout out. Not that his football people probably want to see it or their baseball people or whatever it is.
Hey, babe, give me a shout out.
Hey, let me hold a baseball. Take my picture and tag me. Like, what? But I don't know. I think it's really cool to see women like that could easily, like, I guess, use their connections and be like, hey, what's in it for me? You know what I mean? And they do not come off as like that. And I feel like they're genuine people when they're not like that.
There's another account, Landon, Living with Landon.
Yes, I know who you're talking about.
Who's she married to?
Mr. Landon, duh.
I wanted to say it's an athlete, but then I was like, wait, is it a country singer? But I don't think so. I think it's an athlete. I just am not sure who. But I think she's done a great job of like making her own brand. Obviously, I don't even know who her husband is. I just know she's married to somebody famous.
Right. I don't know, but you're exactly right. It just shows that like your priority is in yourself and like your identity, not being attached to someone else in that. I don't know. I just feel like it's just
to think
cool.
of
I don't know. I was trying to see
the
who
other
she's
person
married
that
to.
I'm thinking of. So,
I guess football because they went back to Canton to celebrate and welcome the newest members of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, class of 22. I don't know. This is a half-ass headline. Does it feel like we're breaking the law looking at our phones while on video, while podcasting, but it's part of the job?
It is part of the job. Wait.
What?
The other person I was going to bring up was Ariel Laurie.
I don't know who that is.
Okay. Do you know who Chuck Laurie is? Like the writer, the producer, director, whatever. He like did Big Bang.
Oh.
He's done a ton of stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
So Ariel she's on the Dear Media Network. She's a podcaster.
Yeah.
But she's another one that like, they never, ever, ever, ever post together. Like if you didn't know that they were married, you'd never have any idea that she was married to like a mega, mega rich producer.
Okay.
So as I'm literally looking this up, I saw that they filed for divorce back in July. That makes me actually really sad because I don't know why. I love their dynamic. But she was 36, so she's my age. He's 69. Huge age difference. But she's another one. If you guys are ever looking for like really good beauty advice and like wellness advice and like really good like healthy recipes, she's incredible. I love her account.
Oh.
The Blonde Files is her podcast, I'm pretty sure. Free plug. But not that she needs me to plug her. You know what I mean?
I love that. You're like, I'm doing you a favor.
Just
the Blonde Files. Check them out.
Yeah, married to Chuck fucking Laurie, but Spencer's going to give her a shout out.
Oh my God.
A free plug. I hate my life.
You're so generous, Spencer. Thank you so much for doing that for her.
I really am thoughtful, you know? Mm-hmm. I'm good like that.
All right. So you have a Cheval announcement.
We're done talking about Courtney. We just literally segued so far from her. It's fine.
No, it's cool. Her business is one. That is something to be proud of. I see a ton of people sharing the DIBS stuff. So, I mean, obviously there's
a lot more of it. And she is no dummy because on all her TikToks, no matter what her TikTok is about, she's applying the DIBS lip gloss. She's like massaging in her stuff just as she's talking.
Smart marketing.
Yeah. And then people are like, oh my God, what's that on your shoulder? She's like, let me tell you.
Funny you should ask.
Yeah.
It's just my company. It's called DIBS.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Like, oh yeah, by the way, this is by a company called DIBS.
I own it.
Wink, wink. Yeah, so was it last week we were talking about?
Yeah.
Haley Page. She changed her name to Cheval.
Yep.
So she still has both handles. She has her All That Glitters on the Gram handle, and then she has her She Is Cheval handle. But so she had like this project that she kept saying like, next week you're going to find out what I've been working on, and it's a shoe line. And when I tell you, it is right up your alley. You're going to buy every fucking pair and wear them all on tour.
Oh my gosh. That makes me really excited.
Like everything is rhinestoned and glittery and sparkly.
Yeah.
And she's got full rhinestone boots. She has these like...
Wait, when does it come out?
She said in a few weeks. She didn't give an exact date, but she said soon. But she's given sneak peeks. She's been wearing her shoes around. So she's got like this pair of lucite heels with these like, not sequined, rhinestoned like straps, and like very cute. The boots in particular though, I was like, oh yeah.
I can't wait to see that then and shop that and wear those on tour.
Listen, she probably won't even make them for big-footed gals, but I might just buy a pair just to support because I love her.
She might. Let's put in a DM request.
Please make sizes for big-footed gals. 16, you fucking bitch.
I'm just kidding.
I'm resigning from this podcast.
No, you're not. Is it a 12 for real?
Okay, I'm feeling attacked.
Oh, I know. I really don't know.
I know. Maybe I don't want to announce my ski feed.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't realize it was a thing.
Oh my God, it's fine. You little footed bitch. You wouldn't know.
I mean, I didn't know that.
That baby foot hoe bag. Yes, I wear a 12, okay? And so do a lot of other
Bitch, don't act like you haven't said it on the podcast before.
Celebrities. I might
You literally have.
I
You literally have. I knew it was a lot. I knew it was a Bigfoot.
I hate you. Hater.
Bigfoot Bay over here. That's me.
If I could change my bio, I'd put that in my bio. But Instagram still won't let me change my bio or my profile picture. Nothing.
Stop.
It says that there's an issue. I have put in so many fucking support requests. I can't change
your
it.
bio just like on Spencer So Basic, like
can't change it.
What does it say? Is it good at least?
No, it's so basic because whenever I had changed it
Spencer's
to that.
So Basic. Yeah.
No, like quite literally, but like bad basic, not good basic.
Damn, for real.
I'm like, do I need to start a whole new Instagram so I can just change my fucking bio?
Absolutely. She is Beauty and she is Grace.
I mean, that's true.
Host of the Swiping Up. Nothing. You're supposed to put podcast. Mom and Finley Go Fetch, which is so cute. You should.
I need to post on his thing more.
You do. And purveyor of random shit. You totes need.
I mean, it's okay.
Horrible.
It's like direct, but it doesn't really capture my personality.
What do you want it to say?
I don't know. I don't even know.
Please just put Instagram finally let me change my bio, so this is it.
Literally, that's where I'm at. I'm so annoyed by it that I thought about making a static post and pinning it to the top with what I want my bio to be.
You should. Say what you need to say.
So fucking aggravating.
Say what you need to say. What's wrong here?
Anyways, that was it for that one. Okay, and so our what?
Oh no.
Oh, I was saying such a big sigh.
Yeah, for you not being able to change it. That's so annoying. Yeah. I felt it for you. I kind of felt bad for your big feet. So
a moment of silence for my big feet and my lack of bio. Okay.
Why is that so powerful to do a moment of silence for real?
I don't know. It feels great when we do it.
It is powerful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my big feet are done mourning. Okay. Our last half-ass headline is selling OCs. Tyler spotted with Alex after Brittany Snow split. So,
like one day, right? Like immediately?
Literally like the
hours
day it came out.
Yeah.
So did you know that they were married, that she was married to like a realtor?
No, I did not know.
A layman, a pedestrian, a civilian.
A peasant like us? What? Who does that?
So they got married in 2020.
Okay.
And I remember when they got married, not having any clue who he was, but I just loved their wedding aesthetic and the photos and everything.
Yeah.
I thought they were really pretty. And I've always been a big fan of hers.
I'm a big fan of Brittany.
Long before even...
back in the days of the
Pitch
movies.
Perfect.
Yes, girl.
But then in Pitch Perfect, she really sealed the deal.
I love
for
her,
me.
yeah.
What was she in that we watched
the
as
cheerleader.
kids?
Wasn't she in the cheerleader movie?
Bring It On?
Oh, she was in Oh my gosh. It was like a teeny bopper movie.
It was a teeny bopper thing.
Hold on.
I remember loving her. She was blonde then.
Yep.
And then when
Let's look.
she got to Pitch Perfect, she was redhead. And I was like, oh my God, this is so fitting for her personality. Like, I loved it.
John Tucker Must Die, The Pacifier, Hairspray. Hold on. What was she in back in the freaking day? Brittany, Life and Career.
Because she was in something. She was in maybe a couple things. She had a moment as like a kid actor.
Keep saying what you're going to say about her.
Anyways.
I'll interrupt you. You know how it is.
Perfect. So they were married and she was recently spotted. Like she posted on her Instagram and it was, people were speculating that she was obviously trying to show off her left hand, not having her wedding ring on. And so.
What was she doing? Just holding her.
It was like she had her hand like positioned like on her shoulder or something like that.
Gotcha.
I think
very forthcoming with her hand and trying to not be discreet.
Right. If there hadn't been any speculation about their marriage, then people probably wouldn't have even noticed that it was like her showing it off. But
Yeah.
people were talking because Selling OC's been out for a little while now. And anyways, they announced their split. And so then, yes, he was seen out to dinner with Alex, who is definitely being set up to be like the new Chriselle. We're going to get into it in the recap, but he was seen out with her and then this other character on the show, Polly, and they were being like super flirty, super touchy-feely, whatever. And that was the whole speculation, is that he had cheated on her and that's why they were going to be getting divorced. And they're saying it's like distance, whatever, but
interesting.
Yes. But so I had not had any intention of watching Selling OC until I learned that Brittany Snow's husband was on the show. So
dang, wow.
I started watching. I watched like 2 episodes and it was so bad that I just like couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And then they announced their split. And so I marathoned it last night and finished it. And it
was good?
No. It's not good.
Oh.
But I'll just talk about it. We'll go right into our recap.
I just can't find anything. I remember her in John Tucker Must Die. And then
she was in something before that, right?
It ain't on her resume. Because she was in Guiding Light. 1998.
Maybe that's what I knew her from. I did watch Guiding Light.
That's what you
because
knew her
I
from.
was the weird kid.
My mom.
I like soap operas, and
my mom is probably upstairs right now watching Young and the Restless, because I'm telling you, those people are my family.
But your mom is in her 50s.
But I'm saying I remember like watching, and like Victor, like they're still alive and on the show. Like my granddaddy Victor Newman is still on Young and the Restless. For Christmas, I got her a cameo from one of the guys, and I thought she was gonna cry. Yes. Did I not tell you this?
I love that.
I recorded her reaction, and she could not believe it. She was like. She was so cute.
That's so sweet.
Yes, I recorded
you'll have to show me the video.
Yes, I will. I thought I told you that.
I don't remember that.
Yep, that's what I got her.
Oh my God, I love it. Okay, so it's not bad. I mean, it's not. You watch the Selling Sunset, right?
I don't watch it religiously, but yes, when I can stomach. Some of it just is too much for me.
This had like just enough annoying drama where it was kind of like, ugh. It felt very
like staged and put on.
Yeah,
like forced drama.
Right. Yeah. Like at least with the original with Selling Sunset, it felt like they all legitimately worked for the and I'm not saying that these people don't actually work for the O group, but it felt like they had been longtime employees. It was believable that they had worked there for a long time, and then they just were picked to do the show out of the cast.
Right.
This Selling OC, it feels like they hired people specifically for the show, and so by default, then the O group had to hire them on as realtors.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense? Like they were cast members first?
Because that's what happens. I feel like whenever they do shows like that, like it could be a legitimate live, like great business with real drama, and they'll do a show on that. Well, then that does so well that they're like, oh, well, we should do that in Atlanta, and we should do that in Miami, and all of these big places.
Yeah, they start doing all these franchises.
Yeah. Right, and then they force it, and then it's just never as good. Same thing with the Housewives. Like, I used to watch The Housewives like a little bit more religiously, but then it just like lost me. There were so many. I tried to do the Salt Lake one. Like it just gets so much. It's hard to like actually keep up, you know? And it seems like it just gets to be forced drama, and then it's like it gives them all a bad taste for me. And I'm like, ugh.
Housewives, like the Salt Lake, I hated first season.
Yeah, we talked about it on our show. It's been
amazing ever since.
You said
such
that.
a good show.
I haven't tried to give it another shot.
Potomac is another one that I think is like so underrated. It's so good.
Yeah.
But Dubai is a perfect example of like women that have studied the shows.
And they want to be their character.
Yep. And they come on, and it's like, it's so unbelievable and so over the top that it's not enjoyable to watch. I don't know anybody, not a single person that likes Dubai.
No one talks about it really. You don't ever read about it.
It's so painfully bad. It's so bad. Anyways, Selling OC is not terrible, but it's not great. But now I'm invested, so of course I'm going to watch the next season. It's only 8 episodes, so it's not a huge investment of time.
It's on Netflix, right?
Yeah. But the big thing is the rumor mill, of course, was that Tyler was acting inappropriately with other cast members on the show, and they didn't like that. Specifically, this one scene where they call it nosing. So they're all on this like beach day together because the office was being fumigated.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Just a production excuse to get them all topless on the beach.
Right.
So Polly is one of the characters. She goes skinny dipping like on a bet. So she strips down naked in front of everybody and runs into the ocean. And then this girl, Alex, who's definitely supposed to be the Chriselle. She is the leading lady of the
Again,
franchise.
They give them little character to be.
Yeah, she's the pretty one. She's successful. She gets the most
airtime.
Yes,
yeah,
but like by far.
Yeah,
and seems to be like she's positioned herself as the center of the office. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so she puts her mouth over Tyler's nose. They call it like nosing. It was weird. She did that twice on 2 different episodes.
What if he shoots a booger in your mouth?
That's just in too close a proximity to his lips. So
furthermore, why are you no, back it up. I would rather you kiss somebody than risk a booger or a snot rocket. What is the point of that? Is it an arousal thing?
I'm trying not to gag.
Okay, what is the point of this?
I'm not sure. Like a prank? Because then
she just went up to him and was like, "Oh,
well, they were talking about nosing, and one of the girls was like, "What's nosing?" And so she did it. God. And then they are on a yacht in another episode, and there's like conflict with these 2 other. They're both named Alexandra. They are definitely the villains of the show.
Gotcha.
And so he's like talking to them because they're trying to start up shit with him, and he's like, "Stop it. Like, I have always had your back. Not anymore. Like, I'm done with you guys."
Right.
And Alex, not Alexandra, Alex gets up from the table and comes over and noses him again. And she does it again. And then one of the guys walks over and does it to him. And I'm like, what is happening? Why is this? And then his nose and the area around his nose is so red. This is so fucking weird.
That's so weird. Like, y'all are such a silly goose.
Silly goose.
So weird and
it's so bad. God. There's
somebody nosed me and came up. Can you imagine having dinner or like talking to somebody in somebody's mouth?
Like literally mouths your whole nose.
No,
I know, it's fucking weird.
I'm like, you need a Tic Tac and don't ever put your mouth on my nose again.
Well, and then after she did it to him on the beach, he was like, I can still smell your breath. It was so fucking gross. It was just so gross.
I can't.
But it was interesting having like men and women on the show as opposed to just women, which I didn't think I was going to like as much. I actually liked that better than having all women. The guys really didn't get into the drama too much at all. And I kind of wish they had.
Yeah.
There was one guy named Gio who they definitely set up to be this like
Rico Suave.
No, like mommy's boy, rich boy, like numerous generations of realtors, like that kind of thing. They definitely set him up to be this like egotistical like villain character, and it just
or a Rico Suave where he's like the cool guy and he wants you to like buy into it.
But he's not cool.
He's not cute. Is he cute?
No. Mm-mm.
Ew.
No.
Why are they?
And I definitely, he says he's supposedly married to a woman.
Okay.
I don't know. But
so again, this is their first season.
This is their first season. But hold on. But so they had this like great setup for him in the beginning. And then his character just totally fizzled. And it was like, I don't know if it was just the edit. I don't know if it was how he was acting. If he realized that like if he kept being like a certain way that they were going to edit him really bad and totally change direction on them. I'm not sure what it was, but it was kind of weird.
Yeah.
And then the other girl that got a lot of airtime was Kayla. And I literally think she cried every single episode. I have no tolerance for that.
No, that reminds me of Hannah Brown. Sorry, when she was the Bachelorette. Do you remember?
Hated Hannah.
No, this is the thing. Hannah Brown just, oh my God. And then I guess it didn't help reading about all the drama between her and Kaylin. Like, I didn't know what to believe because at first I was like, oh,
it was a lot. She had a messy season.
She had a really messy season. And then when it like all came down to it and she wasn't this perfect like person, it was like, okay, you're owning it now. I actually bought her book and I started reading it.
It's on my Goodreads list.
Okay. Well, I bought her book. I started reading it 2 weeks ago, but then I ended up reading the other book that we'll talk about. But I will probably read her book and probably think differently of her because just the first couple pages, I like her sense of humor. I think she's really funny and she definitely talks about some of this stuff. And I'm like, okay, maybe it was just, you got to know
a different
in TV.
perspective.
Yes. And you got to know with TV, like I said a couple weeks ago, like editing is everything in a lot of cases. And I feel like she was just, I don't even know. But anyways, I don't know how we got to talk about Hannah, but either which way. Oh, crying. She cried all the time. Mike was doing something in the kitchen and it was like literally Hannah's first episode on her season. And Mike's like, that girl literally is crying every time I'm coming in the living room. I'm like, I know.
That's how I felt watching the show with Kayla.
That would drive me bonkers.
She just cried constantly. And it was like, she was crying because she was so stressed. And then she got this listing. And then she was crying because things weren't going her way. And then, so then something happened off camera where she tried to kiss Tyler like 3 times. And the whole office was upset about it. One, they know he's married. And
Britt
burped. I didn't hear it.
It slipped out when it was.
Oh, that's fine.
So she kissed him?
So she tried to. And of course it happens off camera. But it happened 3 different times where she tried to kiss him. And Polly, who I really liked Polly's character. But she... first episode talks about how she's recently single because her husband cheated on her with prostitutes. And so she was like particularly triggered by the whole thing and like really freaked out because Kayla wasn't taking responsibility. Anyways, then she comes around and she starts crying when they're basically like, you put us in a really shitty position.
Right.
Like, no, it's a weird office environment because of you and you're not taking any responsibility for it, blah, blah, blah. And she breaks down. She was like, I'm so fucking embarrassed. She's like, I'm embarrassed. Anyways, it's like a whole thing. And I softened up to her a little bit after that.
Okay.
But literally, I mean, like
she
needs a redemption season where she doesn't cry every episode.
Yeah. Man, the crier. I've been the crier. I am a crier. Not in every situation, but I do cry sometimes. Then I get so mad that I'll cry. I'm like, you little bitch.
I
shut
cry
up.
when I'm beyond frustrated. And I like don't want to just let it out. I'm still trying to like have restraint. And then it just
comes out as a cry.
Yeah. Comes out through my eyes.
Yeah. If I get really mad, I'll cry. If I get really happy, I'll cry. If I get really sad, I'll cry. I am a crier. I am a Kayla. I am a Kayla.
Okay. Well, the other thing I watched was Love is Blind After the Altar. Those 2 episodes. Have you watched those?
No, but I saw some of the updates and I was watching how, what's her face? Shane's, what's her name? Shane's girl.
Shayna?
No, Shane.
Oh.
What's his fiance?
Oh my God.
Either way, I saw her
her
throwing
name.
shade at Shayna. And Shayna had posted like some of the clips of it because people were posting and tagging Shayna. I'd be like, damn, she turned out to be quite the little thing. I was like, but I guess things were happening off screen and she's accusing Shayna of having like a relationship with Shane.
Well, I don't know if she was accusing them of having a relationship so much as she was accusing them
No,
of.
she said they were having a secret relationship, I thought.
But not physical, like flirty. Talking about what if they had ended up together, what their sex life would have been like, things like that. Like she didn't actually accuse them of doing anything, but she basically said that that's why when they kind of were trying to rekindle things after the weddings, that's why they ultimately called it off and decided not to continue. Honestly, it was hot fire trash. Do not waste your time. It wasn't interesting. Okay. It's only 2 episodes. Yeah. So, I mean, it's not like super long investment of time, but I was pissed that I bothered to watch it. I was like, this was so
I'm glad you said that,
freaking lame. But one thing that did happen is, so at the point that they started filming this, Tion, I don't want to say her name wrong. This couples that split. It was Nick and damn it.
Nick and it started with a D, I thought.
There's Nick and Danielle.
Yeah.
And then
I don't remember
the other couple that split.
Ayana
and what was his name?
Derek? Was it Derek?
Jarrett.
Whatever. Okay. It rhymed with tomato.
You were close. Jarrett and Ayana. So they she had already moved out.
Okay.
And so, and they were very honest. They were like, this is, we're having troubles. Like, this is the problem. Like, they were really owning it. Nick and Danielle were acting like everything in their lives were peachy. Nothing, there was no problems.
Right.
And she had moved out. So they were taking some time apart, and they had this like scene where they get together with their parents, and their parents are helping them, coaching them through their relationship and their problems. And they I honestly, it made me so sad to know now that they aren't together and that they did finally file for divorce.
You're making me want to watch this freaking show.
I mean, it's only 2 episodes, so just watch it.
I'm like, I really want to watch it.
Just watch it and report back.
Because honestly, like, let's be real. The season was terrible, really. At the end of the day, the season was terrible, but I watched it because I liked it. And I loved season 1. Like, it was so interesting to watch. But now I want to watch it.
So just watch it.
Because they're like, what, 45-minute episodes?
Yeah. I mean, it's not a huge investment of time.
Okay.
But it does.
But that is sad. Like you said, it's hard when you like a couple together. There's a lot that I feel like I don't like together. But then the ones that I did, it does suck when they don't.
Really liked them. And by the end of the 2nd episode, like, she was moving back in. They were really going to work on things. And so it was just sad to know that, like,
is he the one that wanted to go out all the time?
Yes. And that was still the source of the problem.
And I do love them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that made me a little sad.
Okay. All right. Damn.
Let's see what else. I've been watching all kinds of stuff. I started watching Tell Me Lies.
Okay.
On Hulu. So that one comes out like 1 episode a week. So there's only 4 episodes out.
Okay.
So I'll talk about that one in a few weeks, but it's good.
Okay.
It's good. And then I read a book this week. I read Every Summer After.
So proud of you.
Thank you.
Really proud of you, Spencer.
I also overnighted a Kindle Oasis last night. Got it at 6 a.m. this morning. Downloaded a book. Already 25% through that one. So I'm excited.
Good.
Yeah, I'm just I'm back on my reading thing,
Yeah, I do know.
But yeah, Every Summer After.
Good.
So good. I am mad because I meant to bring it for you today.
So what was it about?
So it's about, so it's a first person book. So she finds out that somebody from her past has died. And so she is freaking out because she's got to go back to this place where she spent all these summers as a kid and had a serious relationship, and she hasn't seen this person in a long time, and things ended really badly. She did something that we don't find out what it was
in the book.
Yeah. So she does something to hurt him and end the relationship, but we don't find out literally until like the very end of the book. But you find out.
I cannot stand a book that leaves you hanging.
No, you find out, and I was devastated. I was crying.
Oh, bring me that freaking book, Spencer.
Yeah,
Dang it.
It's so good.
I didn't even start a new Colleen Hoover book. I have one that I want to start, but I was like, I'm going to wait because when you were telling me about the book,
no, it is
that you forgot.
Literally. I'm so sorry.
Wow. It's okay. I'll probably buy the book then.
I will get it to you.
Okay.
But it's such a good read. It's like the you ever have like those summer romances, like the person that you only saw, like a family friend or like somebody at camp? Like it was like that kind of nostalgia. And you're like, oh my God. But they are just like, ugh. And it's a time hop. So like it alternates like present time. So you see what's happening with her present time. And then it goes back. So you get to live all their relationship development, but also experience what's happening current time as she's back in that town.
So I'm pretty sure I've read so many books right now that they all blend together, but Heartbones by Colleen Hoover, there's a beach scene. That's where the book takes place, and it toggles between then and now. I can't remember if it was that one or another one that I read, but either which way, I loved reading it too. Because of that. Well, I want to read that.
I'll
it
add
sounds
Heartbones
really good.
to my list.
Add Heartbones. That one was so good, and it captured me right away, which I told that. But I just finished The Wife Upstairs. So that was my first non-Colleen Hoover book that I've read in probably 7 months. And I think I'm at like 18 books since April. It's insane.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Good for you. Do you have a goal for the year?
I did on my Goodreads. I had like 24, I think. And then when I had already checked off some books, and it didn't go towards my goal. So I switched it to, I think, like 12.
Wait, why wouldn't it go towards your goal?
It just won't do it on my phone. I don't know if it's because I already marked them as read and then I tried to unmark them as read. I don't know. It just wouldn't go towards them. But all the ones that I've read since I set up my goal, it has. I'm new to Goodreads. Like, this is new to me. I only joined a couple months ago. But so The Wife Upstairs, definitely little Verity vibes.
Okay.
So without saying too much, it's not dark like Verity was, but someone messaged me on Instagram. They're like, is this giving off any Verity comparisons? And I was like, yes, but no. I mean, it was so good. I mean, truly, the book itself, I couldn't stop. I'm still thinking about it 2 days later. I'm still thinking about the way that it ended. I was tripping hard on the book. Like, I was like, okay, well, what?
Does it end with like a twist the way Verity does, where it kind of leaves it open to interpretation? Or is it just kind of jarring?
It sort of leaves a little question mark there, but y'all know, if you follow my stories, I do not like when books leave you wanting more, because I get obsessed, as you know, with the book and the characters, and I get so invested that I feel like I don't have closure. This sounds so stupid.
No, I get it. I have
to have closure.
There was one period of time, listen, I'm going to sound like such a fucking loser, but there was a period of time where I watched Gilmore Girls start to finish for the first time ever. And I was so invested in the characters and the town and like the feeling, like the serotonin I got from watching the show. I wasn't ready for it to be done. And I watched it start to finish 7 times in a row. Because every time I got to the end, I was like, can't do it. Can't do it. I'm not done.
I was like that with Desperate Housewives. Like, I was obsessed with that show. Now, granted, some of the middle seasons were just stupid, like the tornado and all the crazy mess that happened. It
lost me in the middle.
But I rewatched it during COVID, like the quarantine 2020 COVID. And oh my God, it like brought me back. Those first seasons, Mike Delfino, Susan, oh my God, their love. I loved it. But this book is so good. I mean, I couldn't put it down. Total page turner. I'm a book nerd now. It is truly so good.
Kindle Unlimited.
Probably.
Because I got a trial for that, like when I got my thing. Mm-hmm. And there were so many books that weren't part of it. Like so many, like, because I just searched for Colleen Hoover just to see. And I was like, oh, that's weird.
I have a ton of books, like reading this
if
one.
It's not on there,
yeah,
because
Booge wants to read it too. Yeah. I'm a book girl. I can't do the Kindle thing. Like, I got to hold a tangible book. I got to flip. I love a magazine. I read a magazine recently, an Us Weekly. Wow. Tell me you saw my Hanson stories. Like, why do they have 19 kids between them? Many. A lot. But anyway.
I am too. This is my first Kindle. I've never had a Kindle before. But I actually really, of course, I splurged for the like most expensive one because it's ergonomically designed. So like it's very comfortable holding it. It feels like it's so lightweight, but it feels like I'm holding on to something. And it has buttons to turn the pages. Yes. And you can change it from warm to cool setting. Lights. Yeah. So there's like a lot of, fancy shit with it.
Nitsies, yeah.
No regrets.
No regrets. No, do your thing, girlfriend. Do your thing. Yeah. But anyway, it opened up my eyes. or my mind, I guess, to more books outside of Colleen Hoover, because it truly was just one of those books that I was like enamored, like I couldn't stop reading it. And I have several other books that I've picked up over this summer, this past few months, that I was like, I want to read that. Like some of them, one of them is a North Carolina author, and I'm excited to read hers, but I do want to read the one that you're talking about. And then I think I'm going to start Confess by Colleen Hoover, which is supposed to be really good. So yeah, and then we got to do our book club. So this is the thing. I'm so torn because I've had a few people, and someone just messaged me like 2 days ago and was like, hey, do you do like a book of the month? So I might do a book of the month because I feel like that's going to be more consistent. And I've been reading so many that I can pick like a book that I want to read, and whoever wants to read it along can totally read it along with me. But then we got to do our swiping up book. We have to do that. We have to pick a book. We have to do it. Because my problem is I plow through books that like, if I just do my book thing, like if I do a book of the month for people, like I mean, I'm gonna be done reading 4 books because I'm bored, and I'm not a TV. I am a TV person, but I'm not. Like I just can't.
The problem is, and I think like I got so deflated after our after our Verity book club meeting, because it was like, okay, we had this live, like we had all these people on the live, and then nobody would there was like 2 people that said anything. I was like, okay, well, I don't like, you're not just here to listen to me talk about my thoughts on the book. Like I wanted more dialogue. And so I was like, okay, maybe this isn't the right like format for the book club. But people ask about it all the time. They want the book club.
So yes. And you're right. Like we did talk about it. Like we hear ourselves talk all the time, and y'all know I can talk. She's going to run that mouth. But I'm the same way, because I want to hear like other points of views of the book and like the characters. And I really do, like each book that I read, I get really attached to the characters. It's weird. It's probably like stemming from some trigger or something. I don't even know, or trauma that I'm like attached to these people. I'm like, they're my friends.
No, it's escapism. I'm right there with you. I do the same thing.
But either which way, we both read 2 really great books this week, and I love that for us. And neither were coho, which is
neither were coho. And so the author that wrote Every Summer After, it was her first book. And it's like critically acclaimed and like New York Times bestseller, all this stuff. So she's working on another book. I think they're going to be turning it into a show or a limited series or something.
I swear to y'all, that is happening so much more. We are going to see the book that I just read would have been an incredible movie.
Well, you know, that's what Reese Witherspoon does, right?
No.
Reese Witherspoon has her book club, and she literally just like
turns them into movies.
Has
she done any movies?
Because her production, like
which
she's
ones?
in lots. Series like Big Little Lies.
Oh, okay.
That was her. That was one of her books. It's like she makes these books, and then based on like how people back up. She makes these books part of her book club, and then depending on how people react to them, then it's like, she pitches it. Like her production
company. Which is so
company,
smart because the script is done.
Pitches it to networks.
Right.
Yeah, it's brilliant. But so we're seeing a lot more of that. And I think
feel like we're seeing, well, I want to read, maybe we do the Verity extra chapter. Maybe that can be our book club thing that we talk about in Swiping Up, since that was our original thing.
Yeah.
We can all read 10,000 words or whatever it's going to be. And we like talk about that, pick it up from where it left off. Because that book was that was very controversial. Like, it was very interesting.
People were very divided, I feel like.
Yeah. So maybe
they either loved it or hated it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, we'll figure it out. Yeah. As we say every week, we'll figure it out. We'll let y'all know. AKA, no, we won't. Y'all let us know. Y'all need to do the book club and then let us know.
Yeah.
I'm just
let
kidding.
us know how it goes.
No. I'm kidding. Can you invite us to it?
Oh my God.
Okay. So we've been talking for a long time, but real quick, Southern Charm. So you watched Thursdays, and I told Spencer, she's like, we were talking about it on our WWU episode. I was like, well, let's save it for the podcast because you hadn't watched it yet. And I was wondering, did you have any change of thought towards Craig?
I'm trying to remember what happened.
He flipped his shit because he took 17 shots of every kind of liquor and flipped out on Naomi at dinner. You didn't watch it.
Did I not watch it?
They went to dinner. They went away. Shep and Taylor took their friends away. They stayed at the beach. The girls were in one house with Shep, and then the guys were in the other. Spencer.
I've watched so much stuff. I'm like having trouble remembering. I remember them. They were staying in separate houses, right?
Yep.
Did I not finish the episode?
But like Shep, Craig kept ripping shots and was like going in hard to Naomi and was like,
I don't think
did you work in hospitality? Oh my.
Yes.
Oh, you did.
Nope. Yes.
You did.
Okay.
You got
I'm picking it back up.
It's all coming back. It's all coming back to me now. There were moments of gold and there were flashes of light.
Yeah.
There were things I never do again. I didn't know what verse we were going in, but I wasn't stopping there, honey. All right.
There were nights of endless pleasure.
There was more than any lousy love. I know that's not the words, is it? Lousy
It was
love?
close. It was close. Okay, yes. Because I remember, because I made Robbie watch it with me, and I remember telling him the irony of Craig giving Naomi shit. Because she
Maggie
was saying
just
they
farted.
needed to.
God, I'm sorry. It's so foul. Like, ew. She was giving shit and she's giving shit.
Yeah,
Great.
Quite literally. Look at her big.
She ain't even moved her head this whole episode, y'all.
She knows it stinks. Look at her face.
She's licking the air too. You think it tastes good too, you nasty?
She's squeezing her eyes shut like, ooh, P.U.
Oh my God, sorry.
Ooh, that's stinky. Yeah, because she was mad that they weren't like being polite to the waitress.
Right.
And so then she said, he was saying something back to her. Anyways, I was saying to Robbie, I was like, the irony is her family, she's worked in restaurants. She owns restaurants, like her parents, whatever.
He was like, oh, have you been a server? Have you been in the service industry before?
And then right after I said that, that's what he starts saying to her. And I was like,
wow.
Okay.
It's not, you don't have to work in the service industry to like have common sense to talk to the server while they're standing at your table.
To just be fucking polite.
Right. He
It
really
wasn't a
showed
good-
his ass this week.
He did. It was not a good look for him. I mean, I don't feel any differently. I still like Naomi. I don't feel any differently about her after watching the episode, but it was not a good look for him.
Yeah. I mean, truth be told, like I've said every week, I love them all. I really do. I love them together, but seeing the season, I definitely changed my mind on that. They don't need to be together. They have a lot. And maybe it's just stemming from the fact, like, I feel like Craig is a little bit jealous of the Whitney and Naomi thing. I think there's something in him
jealous.
that is just not, because he's trying to act all Billy badass and be like, oh, I don't care, you know, whatever.
He cares.
He does. And he said that he broke the bro code, like whatever. But I think at the end of the day, it bothers him more than he wants it to bother him. And it does bother him. And he's like, well, damn, this sucks. But okay, who mixes all those shots? Craig, what is you doing?
Was this the same episode where he
was
got
doing-
super drunk and spilled the wine on the...
No,
that was last
week.
episode?
Yes. Which I love that Patricia posted on her Instagram stories, like the stain on the couch and everything.
Did she?
I'm like, oh, they just did that for the show. Like, whatever. No, they didn't. And then she like posted like the piece of the leg. And he also shattered a fancy glass. He was a tornado.
He's a bad drunk. Like that one reunion where he was too drunk at the reunion and was like ripping into Madison. He's not a good drinker. So, but it's like sober Craig. I love sober Craig.
I do too.
But drunk Craig is really insufferable and he gets mean. I feel like
He's a mean drunk.
Yeah, the feelings that he like represses, whether it's conscious or not, like
I don't think it's conscious.
all comes out when he's drinking, and it's not a good look.
He vomits everything he's feeling and that he's bottling up, and they all come out. He's just such a mean drunk. Whereas like some people are happy drunks and like are fun and like.
And sometimes his thoughts are valid.
Yeah,
but his delivery is so bad.
Right, it's not what you say; it's how you say it.
Quite literally in this case.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just this season is so messy, but it's entertaining. And then at the end of this show,
it has picked up. It is entertaining.
Yes, and Shep like flipping his shit at the end of it for this week's.
I don't remember.
Oh my God, because there's some stuff I'm like, that's fake. Like that's obviously just for drama purposes. He was so pissed arguing with the guys. Like he had veins.
Oh
popping.
yeah.
That looked so legit. I was like, okay, he's for real mad. But I still wonder, why are him and Taylor not together? Because he's done multiple things. And Andy asked Taylor when she was on, are we going to find out? And she's like, yeah, you will. But I'm like, okay, but there's been multiple things why y'all aren't together. And they've still been together each episode. So I'm really confused.
What are your thoughts, just before we wrap this up, what are your thoughts on Austin? like Austin crying in the
I
boot
do
shop
not
with
like
Taylor.
Austin. I've said from day one, y'all know, Austin to me is such a turd. I'm sorry if y'all are Austin stans. I don't like him.
I'm not a stan, but I do like Austin.
I do not like him. I think he likes Taylor. He looks like he likes Taylor. That was really awkward.
It was so okay. Thank you.
Like,
I'm watching this and I'm like, Robbie was like, does he want to fuck her? And I was like,
yeah, I think so.
I was like, I don't know. Like that's one of his best friends, long-term girlfriends, but like this is fucking weird.
It is weird. You know what though? My final thought with the whole thing, I understand that in friendships you can have disagreements and you can have moments where you're really honest with someone and you might say mean things to them, or you can be very rude and crude, but then you get over it. But you can't do that repeatedly and expect your friendship to ever be the same or to be a real friend, in my opinion. I don't think you can be mean, because at the end of the day, it sounds like you probably don't like that person. And all of the guys are getting to that point for me. They're always arguing with each other. They're being really mean to each other. All of them, every single one of them are very guilty of lighting into the next one and saying really mean things, and it doesn't feel as like, oh, they're just being a good friend. It's like really mean, hurtful stuff.
I am a ball buster. Like it
is more than busting balls.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm like naturally, my natural inclination, I'm like, a little boy. Like if I love you, I'm gonna tease you. I'm gonna make fun of you. I'm gonna bust your balls. Like that is how I show affection.
Yeah.
But this is so beyond it. It's
deeper,
malicious, and it feels like they're trying to mask it as like jovial ball busting, and it is uncomfortable to watch.
It is, and that can't be a healthy friendship. Can you imagine now Shep watching back and seeing Austin like? And granted, I know Shep is very insufferable, but like that wouldn't sit well with me if I saw that happening with one of my best friends. No. Your loyalty is still to me. You have that conversation with me. You tell me that I'm treating her terrible. You tell me, and yes,
don't go behind my back and talk to like. I'm trying to think like that would be like you going to Robbie and being like, Spencer treats you mean. Like shit. Like no, if you think I'm treating him like shit, tell me, because if you're my friend, you're gonna tell me to my face.
Yep,
and give me a mirror. You're going to hold a mirror up and be like, you're being a fucking asshole. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes, exactly. You go to the person.
Tell me.
Yeah. Right. No, I definitely feel like there's something.
Contrived.
Yeah. There's definitely something. And I just can't imagine these friends watching back on this stuff and being cool with like some of the stuff they do. Granted, some of it's probably fake, but some of it's probably not. You got to know there's a little truth behind some of these storylines.
Yeah, I think of some reality shows, you're going to get more production interference than others. Mm-hmm. I don't think that this is one of those shows where you get much prodding from the producers. I think everyone that's on the show pretty much knows what it takes to be on the show and keep the show relevant and good.
It's a wild season. I mean, like you said, it's definitely picked up, and I'm glad it did, because at first we were both kind of snooze fest, but it is good. And I did remember last week I couldn't remember the person that was like, oh, y'all are talking too much. They were calling it Southern Belle. Y'all are talking too much Southern Belle. They sit by the bell, Southern Belle. So I'm really sorry if that was you.
I'm not sorry.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna stop. But I'm sorry that you don't like
have inferior taste in programming.
Not our problem.
And that's all.
And
anything
that's
else?
On that. Nope.
Perfect.
An hour and a half later.
Perfect time to end it. Subscribe on YouTube, please. You guys made us feel like so special. So many views and subscribers last week.
And the comments were really kind. Like, you were worried about the comments.
I was, because, anybody with a Gmail has a YouTube account and they can just find us. And I was like, oh my God, people on YouTube are so mean. But no.
They were awesome.
I recognize so many names.
I know.
They're the best.
Love to see it.
So subscribe on YouTube. Rate us 5 stars on iTunes. Leave us some words of affirmation. All the things. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Hold on, let me clap for you. So you can match it up.
Perfect.